I just cleaned those.
Try Dawn Platinum. It removes 99% of grease and food residue. That's why Dawn is trusted to save wildlife affected by oil. Dawn Platinum cleans to the squeak.
Did you know sweat from stress is actually smellier than other kinds of sweat? That's why I use Secret Clinical Antiperspirant. It provides 3 times stress sweat protection. Danielle? Secret works.
Is it true that even though you've known Julia Roberts forever,
Happening now.
The eyes of Texas will be squarely on the state Senate as embattled, suspended Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is about to face more than a dozen charges as his impeachment trial is set to begin tomorrow. Who's overseeing that trial and how it's going to be different from a courtroom trial?
Our triple-digit trend continues, but there is a little shift in our weather pattern that could bring some showers. We'll talk about it in just a bit.
And inflation has pushed up the cost on everything, including college tuition. But there is a plan that's available to parents to help them cut costs. Here's the thing, though. Most families aren't taking advantage of it. We're going to break down the 529 College Savings Plan. The news at 5 starts right now.
And first at 5, tomorrow, all eyes will be on Austin as Attorney General Ken Paxton's impeachment trial begins. In Texas state history, only 2 elected officials have been impeached.
So in 1917, it was former Governor James Ferguson, and then it was former Judge O.P. Carrillo back in 1975. Our Erica Hernandez explains what we're going to see at the Capitol tomorrow.
The rules are set, pretrial motions looked over, and nearly 4,000 pages of evidence have been published. Both sides are ready for trial. Ken Paxton was impeached by the Texas House of Representatives in May on 20 articles, including constitutional bribery and obstruction of justice.
We should expect the unexpected.
St. Mary's law professor Michael Arian spoke to us that this won't be like a typical trial.
Even though the rules that the Senate passed with regard to how to conduct the impeachment are very legalistic, very law-like, an impeachment trial is a political event more than a legal event.
A key part of Paxton's impeachment trial that will be different is there isn't an actual judge presiding. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, who doesn't have a law degree, will be overseeing the trial.
The lieutenant governor is not a lawyer, and he will be making initial decisions with regard to whether to admit or exclude evidence that can be overridden by the Senate. And it certainly places the lieutenant governor in a very interesting position. He, I think, doesn't want to be perceived as biased for one side or the other.
As for the rules, here are some of the main ones. Paxton's wife, Senator Angela Paxton, can attend, but she will not participate in deliberations or closed sessions. House impeachment managers will present evidence first. Each article of impeachment will be voted on separately by senators. If an article is accepted by 2/3 of the senators, it will be entered as a conviction. If there is an article that is entered as a conviction, a vote could take place to remove Paxton from office.
I think that the House has excellent lawyers, and the Attorney General, Ken Paxton, also has excellent lawyers, and they will be very cognizant of when they want to act in a legal or law-like fashion and when they want to make or score political points.
Again, that trial gets underway on September 5th in KSAT 12. We will be there as testimony gets underway. In Austin, Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
Back here in San Antonio, forced to flee their homes early this morning. Residents at an apartment building now looking for a place to stay tonight. Those fire crews called out to this 2-story building on West Summit Avenue near Agadir just before 6:30 this morning. Firefighters able to put those flames out pretty quickly. We're told, though, 2 apartment units were damaged. Everyone living in the building, though, will have to be displaced. There were some minor injuries reported. One person had to be transported for treatment. Firefighters tell us the fire may have been accidental. They actually believe someone in that building bumped into something with an open flame, and that might have been what sparked the fire.
And about 3 hours before then, firefighters got to this abandoned house in the 800 block of Creighton Avenue on the southwest side. It's near Dwight Middle School and West South Cross Boulevard. And they say that fire ruined that home, which you can see there. Nobody was injured. Firefighters think that the fire started in the attic, but they don't yet know exactly what started it.
Happening around America tonight, 2 women shot at a restaurant in Birmingham, Alabama, rushed to a hospital. A gunman reportedly also went to the hospital and shot up the women's car outside the emergency room. Investigators say the 2 women are dead and 3 people were injured. It all happened outside of a UAB hospital. Police say when they arrived there, they found the 2 victims, or 2 of the victims, and while they were looking for the suspect, that's when they found a man with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Officers investigating, trying to untangle the details and figure out what led up to that shooting. And this Labor Day, United Auto Workers are reportedly edging closer to a strike. Contract negotiations are ongoing between the union, General Motors, and Stellantis and Ford. The current contract ends next week. The union seeking a 46% pay raise and 40-hour pay for a 32-hour work week. Members also want traditional pensions reinstated. The automakers argue that the demands are unrealistic, and they fight low-wage foreign automakers and the global shift from fuel to electronic vehicles. If the 146,000 members do vote to strike, analysts say it could send already inflated auto prices even higher.
So in keeping up with this hot labor summer, President Biden also taking his presidential campaign to Philadelphia today. He spoke with members of the Sheet Metal Workers Union. The president criticizing former President Donald Trump and told the crowd about how his administration saved millions of pensions.
Sticking to the campaign trail, Donald Trump still leading the pack in the 2024 Republican presidential primary. A new Wall Street Journal poll shows 59% of voters would choose him as their first choice, followed by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who grabbed a distant 13% support. Trump's criminal indictments appear to be helping him gain support. 60% of respondents see those charges as political.
Now, in Nevada's Black Rock Desert, weather conditions, yes, they are improving, but thousands of Burning Man festival goers are spending yet another day stuck in the mud. That popular event was swamped after 2 months worth of rain fell within hours this weekend.
Quite a mess there. Officials say roads may officially start to reopen for those who can inch their way out of the rain-soaked heavy mud in the hours ahead. But even when that happens, CNN's Laura Aguirre reports many other festival diehards say they're staying put for tonight's finale.
Burning Man festival goers call it the camp. Unseasonably heavy rain Saturday turned it into a massive deep mud pit. Many at the camp's outer edges were able to get out before roads were totally impassable.
If you're inside the inner camp, you're pretty much stuck.
I feel like people might be here till Thursday.
Despite the tough conditions, there's a strong spirit of community.
The organization asked us all to turn down the sound system, to ration food and water, and we are here happy. We don't want this to end.
We did it. We walked 6 miles.
Celebrity DJ and songwriter Diplo was among the masses who resorted to walking out over the weekend, at one point hitching a ride in a fan's pickup truck, along with comedian Chris Rock. Diplo posted that he made it to his show in D.C. Saturday night, an early exit that is catching heat from some of the other festival attendees.
And that kind of implanted in everyone's mind, if the B-rate celebrities can get out, then I can get out too.
And many others who did get out left behind a mess almost bigger than the mud.
They're leaving their entire campsites behind, ditching their cars, their trash, their tents. I'm afraid there won't be a Burning Man next year if we can't clean this up.
At the moment, some diehards are digging in, waiting for the mud to dry.
We're going to be stuck here maybe a couple extra days, and that's just one thing you kind of have to plan for when you come to Burning Man.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Making international headlines, at least 44 people injured as Typhoon Haiku moved past Taiwan. It's according to the island's Ministry of Health and Welfare. The typhoon making landfall yesterday. Some 7,000 people in the country had to be evacuated from high-risk areas. More than 48,000 homes are without power tonight. Businesses and schools in affected areas closed today. According to a local news outlet, this is the first major storm to make landfall in Taiwan since August 2019.
After 3 weeks, thousands of Canadians who were forced to evacuate their homes because of wildfires are finally returning home. But here's the thing. They've been told they may not get a lot of support right away. Regional government officials say that some medical services aren't going to be there until a month. As for city programs and schools, yeah, it's going to be a while before they're back up and running again. And also the mayor of Yellowknife in the northwest part of Canada is telling people who are planning to make that trip back to also bring plenty of food and water in their vehicles because they just don't have a lot of options there. By the way, staying at hotels, that may not be an option. The rooms are booked. The evacuation center in town has 300 cots for people to stop and rest. The mayor is also warning people to be prepared just in case the fires flare up again. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen.
Back here in the U.S., tubing, barbecuing, a day at the park. Big question today, how did you spend your Labor Day?
Right here with you. Yeah, with the 3-day weekend winding down, Garrett Berger talked with San Antonians about their extra day off.
There was no need to make excuses today. No need to call out of work if you wanted to cast out a line.
I don't think so.
Because today was Labor Day.
The lady was like, you know what, you should just go fishing. I was like, well, if you insist, I'll go.
While Roger Mendez's schedule is typically free on Mondays, he likes to see others out enjoying the day with him.
People that work really hard, throughout the year, and they're out here.
Like Alyssa Montgomery and her family, also at Woodlawn Lake and enjoying the day off.
We caught a butterfly, we saw a turtle, and we got to see some swans and ducks, so the kids are happy with that.
It's also an early break for kids in their school year and for their teachers.
I spent Saturday, writing lesson plans for the next couple of weeks, and so it gave me a chance to get a step ahead so that, I'm not just constantly trying to catch up.
It's not a day off for everybody. After all, somebody has to sell the mangonadas.
It's not a stressful job. It's kind of fun. It's like I'm serving my family, my kids, my grandkids. So yeah, I like it.
But for many families, it's a chance to spend some time together, maybe visit the zoo, and overall, just take it easy.
Get some barbecue after this and probably just rest for tomorrow.
Because the day off will be followed by many more days back on. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Yeah, just make the most of it.
Yeah. A lot of people making the most of having the day off. So as we take a look at your evening commute, if you had to work today, not much going on out there. So getting around pretty quickly.
I-37 at Browning Lake, looking nice and smooth at 5:09 right now. Pretty sunny out there, too. 101 degrees.
Yeah, and that shot there, I-37 at Browning Lake, people coming in from the beach, of course, and the Texas coast, and traffic looked okay on I-37. That was nice. I actually saw a lot of trailers being pulled northward on the interstates around town earlier today. Anyway, people coming home. 101, our high temperature today. The record 109 set back in 2000. This marks our 68th 100-degree day so far this year. Eagle Pass 100, Michael's Backyard, Floresville 105, nearby Panna Maria 104. Bernie, meanwhile, in Rick's Backyard 97 degrees. You go to New Braunfels, Michael's Backyard 104, and Bulverde 100 in Brian's Backyard. Breezy this evening, a southeasterly wind at 15 to 25 miles per hour. That sea breeze kicks in. That's going to increase our humidity quite a bit. And yes, we have more triple-digit days ahead of us. We'll keep tallying them up, but I do see a potential for a little shift in our weather pattern that gives us a glimmer of hope for some rain. We'll break that down in just a bit, Steph.
All right. Thank you, Adam. So coming up, we want you to stick around because this is something that can help families bear the cost of college. So why aren't they taking advantage of it? How the 529 college savings plan could help you send your kid to college. Yeah, you're going to want to stick around for that. Here's a look at what we're looking at or working on for you on the news at 6. ERCOT shaking up its leadership, the change it's making, and what Texans think about it. Also, the heat and triple-digit temperatures are hitting ranchers pretty hard when it comes to feeding their livestock. We're going to dive into the price of hay and tell you why demand is expected to outpace supply headed into the fall and winter months. Now, one of our Red Cross volunteers right now in Florida, where he's helping people recover from Hurricane Idalia. He's going to tell you his experience and also the changes that he's seeing in the recovery operation. All that and so much more on the news for you today at 6 o'clock.
All right, right now, here's something a lot of us parents grapple with. How are we going to afford to send the kids to college?
Yeah, hold on, because that's where a 529 college savings plan comes in. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz is here to explain how it works.
This is the moment many parents save for years, college.
A 529 plan is one of the best ways that you can save for college. It's a state-sponsored investment plan that allows you to save for your kids' college education no matter how far into the future.
But a lot of families don't take advantage of it. Only 30% used a 529 account to help pay for college this year, according to Sally May. One benefit of a 529 plan is that since the money saved is invested, it has the potential to multiply over time. For example, if you opened a 529 account for a newborn this year and contributed about $250 a month, you'd have more than $113,000 when your child is 18. That's more than double your $54,000 investment.
One of the greatest things about it is that the money grows tax-free, and many states even give you a tax deduction. And if you get a later start, that's okay. It's still less money that you'll take out as a loan later on.
There are rules. The money has to be used on qualified education expenses like tuition, books, room and board. And you need to spend the money in the same tax year, not school year, that you make the withdrawal. And be sure to keep receipts in case the IRS has questions later. And if you have leftover funds, you can use it for graduate school or for another family member. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Okay, so that's useful information for parents. Now taking a live look out there right now, 102 degrees. Here is our camera right near the San Antonio International Airport. And Adam, so this is the unofficial end of summer, but...
Yeah, sorry, I have to chuckle at that a little bit, right? Because we know the reality around here when it comes to temperatures. Usually we get our first noticeable cold front where there's a good 10-degree temperature drop by mid to late September. Right now, that's not in the cards. Take a look at our high temperature trend, and notice we'll be low 100s for the rest of this week and all the way through the weekend. And then notice that little dip by next Monday. There's the potential to get back down into the upper 90s with a bit of a shift in our weather pattern. I do want to point out, though, Thursday and Friday, we are forecasting 2 record high temperatures for those days. Let's talk about our weather pattern. Some shower activity closer to Houston and near the Gulf Coast, and then eastward into Louisiana and Arkansas. This is all part of this disturbance that's been pushing northward out of Texas over the past day and a half, and that's moving on out of here, moving away, and what's going to take over again is the upper level high, the big blue H. That's why you see those triple digits. Notice the upper level high. It builds in and influences our weather this week. However, by this time next week, it moves westward again. It's over northern Mexico, so it's not anchored directly overhead. That gives us this northerly and northwesterly steering flow aloft and opens the door for some energy to move overhead. Could give us a bit of a dirty flow aloft with little bits of energy mixed into it. And I do think that will help reintroduce at least some isolated shower and thunderstorm chances. So we're dry this week and most of the weekend. Sunday, we've got a 10% chance of a shower. Monday, we're at 20%. I mean, I know it's not fantastic, but it's better than nothing. And at least it's a signal for a glimmer of hope. And of course, we could use every drop we can get. High fire danger out there, and this is one reason why. It's our drought situation. Extreme and exceptional drought for not just our neck of the woods now, but stretching up I-35 into Waco and northward, eastward to Houston. We all need this good rain. It's really Maverick County that's the only real gem here without abnormally dry conditions because of the heavy rainfall they got just a week ago now. Let's talk temperatures, though. 100 degrees, dew point of 58. It's not overly humid. That's the nice thing. Dew points mixed downward nicely this afternoon, but that changes this evening. So dew points currently upper 50s, near 60, but look at this humidity near the Gulf Coast as usual. At Corpus Christi, a dew point of 80 right now. That's about as high as you'll usually see it down there. Well, this wind is going to be coming in from the Gulf of Mexico this evening. It's going to get a bit breezy, and that's that sea breeze boosting our dew points again. So notice that humidity really spikes later this evening. So it's a dry heat right now, but it's just going to be muggy and sticky warmth through the night and to start the day tomorrow. 78 degrees, and that southeasterly breeze helps develop those low clouds around sunrise for early in the morning. So we'll have that, then a lot of sunshine, 92 at noon, 101 the high temperature tomorrow, southeasterly wind at 10 to 15. And we will see the dew points drop off again tomorrow afternoon. Floresville and Pleasanton 102, Canyon Lake 101, New Braunfels 102, Seguin, Geronimo 101, and that's going to be a common temperature on the map tomorrow afternoon. That's not Labor Day tomorrow. Today was Labor Day. There we go. There's that trend. All right, I'll have another update at 6 and we'll talk about the tropics.
All right, Adam, thank you. We forgive you.
Thank you.
Good.
Yep.
We'll take the extra holiday. All right, Mary, hard to believe we are already entering into week 3 of high school football.
Intense.
Yes, it's very intense. It already feels like the playoffs, and it's an exciting time. It's like you said, week 3 of the high school football season, and we'll reveal who is this week's game of the week. Plus, we hear from Terrence Steele for the first time since he signed his 5-year deal with Dallas.
Every week is the playoffs. Every game is for playoff positioning. Every game is important, and make your next game your best game.
Head coach Jeremy Williams treating every game like a playoff game as Sam Houston prepares for its 2nd district game of the young season. Right now in Big Board Sports. We are on to week 3 of the high school football season, and our big game coverage game of the week is a District 14 5AD2 showdown between Sam Houston and Jefferson. The Hurricanes are coming off of a week 2 loss that saw Sam Houston carry a 13-7 lead at halftime, but Burbank came back in the second half to defeat Sam Houston 21-13. But as Coach Williams preaches to his group, in each loss, there's a lesson. The Hurricanes have moved on, and the focus is on getting a bounce-back road win versus Jefferson.
Kind of beat ourselves, and that's something you can't do in district play at all. So we just got to bounce back, man, and get back to work like we are this morning.
I know they run the wing tee a lot. We're going to stuff that, definitely. They have a lot of good athletes over there, as in their number 3, their quarterback. Contain him, and we'll have a good game.
Just be more disciplined, focus during practice, and play like it's our last games every week.
This game goes down Friday at 7 p.m. from the SAISD Sports Complex. Coming up at 6, we'll take a closer look at Jefferson as the Mustangs look to carry on their undefeated record.
Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
Week 1 of the 2023 NFL season has officially arrived. The Dallas Cowboys are gearing up for an immediate divisional clash against the New York Giants at MetLife Stadium on Sunday night. And San Antonio native Terrence Steele comes into the week having just signed his 5-year, $86.2 million extension with the franchise.
It was awesome. I was overcome with pretty much every emotion. Just happy. Just happy it all paid off. This is a dream come true, and I've thought of this since I was very young. So just to actually see it coming to fruition is awesome.
Well deserved after all of the work Steele put in to get back to full health after tearing his ACL last season. And I know I'm new around here, but it still amazes me that his last name is Steele and he went to Steele High School. That's crazy.
It's pretty cool.
Thanks, Mary.
I think what he's earning is crazy.
Yes.
All right, but I would take it. Thank you. We'll be right back after this.